you know, a quinceañera is the celebration of a Latina's 15th birthday, marking the transition from little girl to young woman. But the latest generations of American Latinas have transformed these milestone events into something else.
It is a big party, a big celebration. The Latino families, they get together and everybody gets involved with this celebration.
The big day usually begins with a mass dedicated to the birthday girl or quinceañera.
And so the mass would be, focused on the young quinceañera. So maybe it's another sacrament between confirmation and a wedding, because there's something about the quinceañera that also evokes almost a wedding-like spirit.
And like most weddings, a quinceañera has a court of dama, similar to bridesmaids, and their male partners, chambelanes. And later at the reception, a father-daughter dance.
Father dances with her and then hands her off to her chambelan de honor. It's signifying that she's ready to leave the home, leave the care of her father.
That's the traditional meaning, although nowadays the ritual is celebrated without the expectation of the young girl having to leave home to get married. And it's more about marking the new stage in her life as a young adult.
There's another aspect that's interesting within the whole practice. They do the vals, the waltz. They're not necessarily doing the traditional Mexican, folklore dance. Then, of course, speaks to cultural mixing across the Americas.
American Latinas have incorporated what they call a surprise dance, when the quinceañera and her court break out with a modern dance routine.
The surprise dance is really where you see the range of cultural identities that the quinceañeras have. So some surprise dances, they'll be using hip-hop songs and doing, hip-hop moves. Some they're going to use salsa, a lot of pressure to assimilate, and assimilation is occurring. So the quinceañera is a way to be blended. You'll see her sometimes in a crown as a sense of power, like a queen, like a monarch. So it relates to also the idea of being the princess.
And when it comes to princesses, Disney reigns. So it's fitting that Disney, the parent company of ABC7, now offers quinceañera gowns to celebrate the princess in every young Latina.
What's so beautiful about the quinceañera ball gowns is that they're inspired by each Disney princess. You can see a lot of detailing that's reminiscent of the story. The Sleeping Beauty, it's just the sweetest, most demure gown. It has the sweetheart neckline. There's also Jasmine, if you want to go a little bit more bold, and her dress is purple and very bold and vivacious as Jasmine is herself. Snow White is the first Disney princess, so we wanted to make that one just a little bit more special. The dress features iridescent organza, also very detailed, gorgeous beading on the corset. What's beautiful about Cinderella is that her gown is very elegant and glamorous. It's beautiful that the community still embrace such a great tradition.
Now, are quinceañeras still an important Latino tradition? Some say they've become irrelevant. We opened up the discussion on Vista L.A.'s Facebook page, and our fans responded. Charlene told us it's sad that the tradition is fading off and people don't understand the meaning of it anymore. Anne Marie suggests saving money for college or job training instead. It's an outdated tradition to show your daughter off to prospective suitors. Professor of Chicano Studies, Dion Espinoza, says a big percentage of American Latinas are choosing to forego tradition.
Instead of doing the quince, then they'd rather get a car or maybe a trip to Europe.
Facebook fan Jackie says it's a nice tradition, but quinceañeras can be very expensive.
In some cases, it's just a big party, and this lavish display of, consumerism. Even the dresses now are very expensive. But I also have heard of more humble quinceañeras that really preserve, I think, the meaning.
Monica can relate. She says, I am Mexican-American and had a very simple one and thank my parents for it. You have the liberty to make it as simple or as